Hi everyone, so this is tutorial sheet 2 question 12. This is tutorial sheet 2 question 12, and according to this question, the way I've seen it is like I've already answered it. Just following the way I was answering question 11, you can answer all the questions on this question. So I'm not going to answer all the questions here, but I'm going to just answer maybe B or even 3 maybe. Actually, maybe the best way, let me just answer C. So C on this question. So for you to answer C on this question, the first thing that you need to put in mind is that these are trig ratios. So if you want to answer them properly, if you don't want to waste a lot of time, just quickly say so I'm answering C. Let sec theta be equal to x. So where there is theta here, where there is sec theta here, I'm going to put x. So this is going to be x squared minus x, then minus 2. And when you look at this properly, it's a quadratic equation. So you need to solve it the way you solve quadratic equation. So the factors and the products here, okay, the way you solve quadratic equation, you're going to have something like this. Then you have this will be negative 2x minus, also plus x, then minus 2, like that. Then you factorize there, you are going to have x, and then x minus 2 there, then plus 1, then x minus 2, which is equal to 0. So anyway, this, okay. So this will therefore give you x minus 2 in brackets, and then you also have x plus 1 in brackets, like that. So you find that your value of x will either be 2 or it's going to be negative 1. So you now recall that your x is nothing but sec theta. So meaning you are saying sec theta is equal to, so sec theta is nothing but equal to 2. You also have sec theta this side being equal to negative 1. So this is what you're going to do. So sec theta, we know that sec theta is nothing but 1 over cos. So it's 1 over cos theta. So 1 over cos theta, when you take this first one here, 1 over cos theta is equal to 2. Meaning when you make cos theta your subject, you are going to have this. So now we can find your theta. They are saying our theta is supposed to be between negative pi and pi, between negative 180 and 180. So our theta is going to be equal to the cos inverse. It's going to be the cos inverse of 1 over 2. So cos inverse of half is 60. So now since they want our, anyway, let me just write it here first. So cos inverse of half is going to be 60. And since our theta is positive, meaning this 60 lies in the first quadrant, it also lies in the we're dealing with cos, and it also lies in the fourth quadrant. So in the first quadrant, theta is equal to 60. Yeah, theta is equal to 60. But in the fourth quadrant, theta is equal to 360 minus 60, which gives you 300. But when you look at the question here, it's saying our theta is supposed to lie between pi, which is negative 180, between negative pi, which is negative 180, and pi, which is 180. So this means that this side has been disqualified because 300 is greater than 180. So this side has been disqualified. We're just remaining with theta to be 60. And then 60 in radians. So 60 in radians is just the same as 1 over 3 pi. 1 over 3 pi. That is 60 degrees in radians. So we found 1 theta. Let us also take it when sec theta is equal to negative 1. So when sec is equal to negative 1. So when sec theta is equal to negative 1, when sec theta is equal to negative 1, you also recall to say sec is just nothing but 1 over cos theta, which gives you negative 1. So meaning our cos theta is going to be, when you make cos theta the subject, you are going to have something like this. So your theta will be gotten by finding the cos inverse of, sorry, this time around, since our angle is since we have a negative number this side, so we use something else. We use lambda, or we use a phi. Phi, we'll say cos phi is equal to the positive 1. This same number now in the positive form. So meaning our phi will now be equal to what? Cos inverse of 1. And then meaning our phi is just equal to 0. So now, since our phi is equal to 0, our theta is not equal to 0, but our phi is equal to 0. So this phi, this theta lies in which quadrant and which quadrant? Since it's a negative, meaning it lies in the second. Cos is only negative in the second, and in the it's only negative in the second and in the third quadrant. So now, in the second quadrant, your theta is going to be 180 minus 0, which gives you the same 180. Degrees. And then this theta in degrees is just the same as pi. Oh, sorry, in radians it's just the same as pi. Even this side, in the third quadrant, theta is equal to 180 plus 0. So theta is equal to 180 plus 0. So 180 plus 0, you still get the same 180 degrees. 180 plus 0, you still get the same 180 degrees. So which is just the same as pi again. So the final answers for this question are theta is equal to 1 over 3 pi and just pi. So these are your answers for this question. Just from what I've solved this same first part here, you can solve all the remaining questions here. The first one here, you can just factor out the tan. Yeah, you can just factor out the tan. And then let me just try to do just a little bit some explanation on the first one. Okay, so on the first one here, you factor out the tan. You're going to have tan theta outside, then open brackets 2 sec 2 sec theta minus 1 is equal to 0. So you first take this one, tan theta, so either tan theta is equal to 0 or 2 sec theta minus 1 is equal to 0. So you solve these two separately. So tan inverse of tan inverse of 0, you find your theta there. So I'm answering A. So you find your theta there. You also this side find so you also on the other side there. So tan inverse of 0 still get the same 0. Then you also find your theta this side. Sec, you know to say, okay, you take this negative 1 that side. You're going to have sec theta being equal to 1 over 2. And then 1 over cos, we know that sec theta is just the same as 1 over cos theta is equal to 1 over 2. Then you know to say cos theta is equal to 2 when you simplify it. Then when you find the cos inverse of 2, you discover that the theta does not exist. So theta for this is undefined. So you put undefined here, or you just write no solution. Yeah, better you write no solution for this theta. So after finding this, you now proceed with this side to say in which quadrants is tan lying. Now of course you find that the quadrants in which your tan is going to be lying is where tan is positive, it's the first and the third quadrant. So your answer that you're going to get is just pi as your answer. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. If you want to know more about how to solve such questions as this, go on my channel and search for question 11. You see how I solved all the questions on question 11, and then you will learn on how to solve the remaining ones. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, send to this WhatsApp line here. Subscribe.